So having talked so much about the theoretical arrangement about this Java thing, IDE and stuff like that, now it's time for me to take you through how you can come up with a simple program in Java. Okay, so here is how it goes. So this is the IDE environment that you look at when you open the Eclipse IDE. So you start by clicking in new there. Yeah, you people, we have done a lot of talking. Now it's time for action. So you come to new and then you say Java project. Okay, Java project there. Then you give it a name. Say trials. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, then you go to next. Okay, next, and then you say finish. Okay, so there it is. So you find the project having been created this side. So next is you now, okay, add a class. So you just right click there and you say new class. Press in there, so come up with a class. Okay, so package, it is needed. The package is a group of those classes. So all the classes that you create, they are grouped in a particular what? Package. Okay, so we will also name it likewise to say try. Okay, that's fine. And then the name of the class here now. So the class will call it as well try practice. Okay, try practice. Okay, so there is an option as to which method can be included right away as we are defining this class. So what your method, the entry, the main entry way to executing programs in Java. Okay, so here we go. I just click here, finish here. Okay, so there we have it. So trial. Okay, as you have noticed here, so a class has been created and the method, our entry point to executing everything that we want has been also done, okay, for us. Okay, so here it is public, static, void, main, and so on. So the code that we'll write will be between these brackets. As you can see here, there is already the generation of a comment. So this is how we can write a sentence comment, then a one-line comment here. So change that to say trial runs. Okay, trial runs under here, inside there. So the first thing that we'll try to do is, of course, looking at output. How can we print output in Java? So remember that statement that we were looking at? So there are predefined things in Java which helps with output. So we invoke this class. Of course, these classes are packages that are already written for us to do this. Okay, so we'll just do this system dot okay, so out dot print line. Okay, like we said, print ln means print line. Okay, and then brackets, curly brackets, and then those double quotation. You can then say hello, here I come. Change the world. Okay, so that's our statement that we want to print. Remember, everything that is in double quotation is going to appear the way they are. So print, okay, line like that. And then never to forget a semicolon. Okay, so now let's try to run. A way to run a code in Java, you simply go to this play button here. Have you noticed there's a play button there? So we click it to see our code runs. Okay, so wait when we click it. Okay, there it is. So it has run the output. Have you noticed it comes just at the bottom here? So this is our output here. Hello, I come to change the world. So we have managed to actually print something from Java. So this main application, this main method is the one that has been executed. Okay, so that's how we do it. Okay. Remember also there was that idea of actually concatenating strings. So there we go. So we can as well concatenate strings in here. Okay, print line. Okay, so we'll say first name. We'll say first name. Okay, then we'll say let's see. Now look here. I'll introduce also some space. So that this concatenation is going to be readable. So you can even concatenate what blank space. Okay, there I am. So I'll say last name here. Okay, so again we can do something like that. Okay, of course, semicolon down there, and then we try to run again code. Okay, I've noticed, so I've actually combined these two names, okay, these two what fields, first name and last name. Okay, so this is how we print in Java. Okay, now let's come to variables. We declare variables in Java. Of course, before any variable is used in Java, we need to declare it. Like we said, okay, the variable is a name, the location in memory. So here it is. We talked about simple data types and also those which are longer. Okay. Now let's talk about declaration. Okay, here we go. So let's start with int. Java by convention it is case sensitive, so you need to make sure that the font is in small caps. Okay. So here is how we define a variable. So we can define to say num here. Number one. Sometimes you may need to come up with a long name so that it is meaningful, which is encouraged. Okay, so there we go, number one. Okay, so this is declaring a variable, just one variable. So down there, I'm also demonstrating declaring multiple variables with one data type. Okay, so num2. Okay, then also have number 3. Now notice with the named with the programmer variables, we are free even to use capital letters if we so wish. So we can even say num. All this is accepted because this is our own definition, so it doesn't matter, except that we have to use it the way it has been declared. Okay, so this is how we can declare multiple variables. So I can even add a comment to say declaring single variable. Okay, single variable there. So down here I can say declaring multiple variables. Okay, down there. That's beautiful. Okay, now let's assign value. The way they have been declared, if you want to, we may wish to find out what value as this reserve of memory put there. It reserves this memory. Is there anything in this variable? So we may want to see what is in any of these variables. So we say dot out, string dot out, dot print line. Then if you want to print what is in the variable, we simply write it like that. We want to try to find out, is there anything in this variable in this location? So we simply write it. So let's find out what is in this variable before we initialize it. We'll talk about initialization very soon. Let's find out, is there anything when a variable is defined, is created in memory? Is there anything that goes there by default? Okay, yeah, we are curious, so let's find out. So I click, have you noticed? There is a problem, obviously. It has even complained. You see, the local variable number 1 may not have been initialized. Have you seen? So actually it's an improvement. Earlier on, there could have been some strange variable which is just at random, but they have worked on that, it appears. So it can only be printed with what? Something that has been initialized, okay? So that's the beauty, you're guided as to what is wrong. So let's try now this time around to initialize it. So we'll say number 1 over 100. That's how we do it. And then we'll try this time around to print what it will contain this time around, okay? Right, so print line. Okay. So there we go. Now remember, anything that you put in double quotes is going to be printed as it is. So let's have 2 prints. One, we will have what we'll say number 1 there. Then we also we'll have 2 prints. Then we'll say print dot print line and line we say without quotes. Huh? So you see the difference of these 2 prints, okay? Number, okay. So we will say here on top there, we say demonstrating string printing, and okay, content of the variable. So when we run this code, this is what is going to come up. Okay, so it's still complaining because of this statement. Yeah? So let's comment it out because the code is running from the top to east. It's coming to this stage. This is where the problem is coming from. Just make it as a comment, and then run this code. Okay, fine. Now we have taken care of that. So have you noticed here? So output shows that we are printing here the string. When you put it in double quote, when we're printing something in double quote, it is just taken as a string. And then when we print a variable like this without double quotes, we are actually making reference to the content it has. So that's how it goes. Right. Okay. So that's about printing, and now we can differentiate the two. Right. Now let's again demonstrate initializing in and declaring the variable at the same time. So we say int x is equal to 2, and y is equal to 3, comma z is equal to 4. Okay, and we do that. So this is the multiple declaration and multiple declaration. Multiple declaration and multiple assignment. So are we able to print out exactly what is there? So let's find out. Okay, so now we're trying to print what is it contained in those variables. So here we go. 8, comma, comma, root. Okay. There's a problem here. Print, no. Yeah, there's a problem here. So we print one at a time, isn't it? So print that one. So print that. We print this. We print that variable 2. Okay. So x, y, and z. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So there we go. So what are we going to get? So now we run again. Okay, have you noticed? So we have printed 2, 3, 4. So we did the multiple declaration and multiple assignment. Okay, so that's how we go about this. Okay, now it's time for us to also do some string what manipulation, string printing and the assignment. Okay, so in the same one, we'll define, okay, this is data type for the string. And we say name, and then we will assign it to say, let's have, okay, so have you noticed? So we already defined and assigned here. Let's get to print also here. System dot print line. Okay, so then we see names. Okay, so there we go. So let's see what happens. You notice, so we have Magawa. So the similar thing that is done to the numbers, that is the same thing that is done also to the string. Okay, to the string as well. That's fine. Okay. Never mind about these pop-ups that are coming inside. Okay. Well, we can do the within the name. So we can even manipulate this string. We say, so we can add to say we can concatenate this name to say 2.out dot print line. Then we say my name is we're trying to concatenate. So we say my name is plus. We add some space in between there, and then we say my name is. Have you noticed? Then we say my name is. We say plus. So let's just try to see how it is going to treat this. So we say name, names. You noticed here. So how is it going to treat? Is it going to treat this as a string, or is going to treat it as an integer here? Well, let's see this. Is it going to print the names, or is it going to print the content? Okay, it has printed what is contained in the variable. Have you noticed? So it has printed what is inside because we have not put double quotes here. That's how it is done. Okay. So this is a simple program in Java, and your assignment will be this. Try the following. Okay. Try the following. Okay. Write a simple program. A simple program. A simple program to print your personal. Print your personal details as follows. As follows. Full names, full names, program, you study. Okay. Project. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Multiple lines, multiple lines, and many lines. And then also in the single lines. Single line. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here is another comment, but it's actually a question. A question. So we are writing a block comment here in form of another question. So we say, okay, declare, declare, declare variables, variables separately as follows, separately as follows. D, B, D, D, I think, okay, it may be a reserved word in Java. So say day, okay, we'll say day of a month, day of a month, I've avoided to use day because in most programming languages, a day is actually reserved word. A day, month, year, they are reserved words in some programming languages. So I'll just say day of a month. So you also declare month, year, but you may wish to explore that. Month of the year, day, year, year enrolled. Okay, year enrolled. Okay. Okay. So you're going to declare these separately. So that's a first question. Then next is you initialize them. Initialize these variables. Initialize these variables. Next, you're going to print a concatenated, okay, date, meaningful message describing this date is about. Okay, so this is your practice session that you're going to do, Tim, and would like to come and hear the challenges that you face, or you can share your Java class. You can share your Java class to me, and then I can go through to see what you've done, isn't it? Okay, so the folders are like that. Yeah? So to find have you seen the path? So you go to Eclipse workspace, you find the Eclipse, and then you find Eclipse in the Word document, no, rather no, in the documents. Then you navigate to trials, then you navigate to SSRS, you navigate to strokes trial, and so that's where you find the class. The path is in the title bar of the IDE Eclipse IDE development environment here. So that's where your Java your class will be. Your class is saved as a .java. So that .java is the one that you send me. Okay, and then I'll have a look at what you've done. Okay, so try to practice simply as this. Okay, and we see what happens. Okay, this is to just have a few of that we are talking about. Okay, goodbye.